Iing Dorbar Thaw Ain ka Meghalaya menta ka singi kala Kynmaw burom ka jingkhlad no jong MLA Kynmaw Plang constituency Bah S.K sun. Bah S.K sun ulalong unong mi khmat jong kane ka constituency nadu ka arhajar khat pra. Uni urang ba ulakhlad no hak sporterek bantau benai hadin ka jingkam pang ka bakhendiat por. Bah sun ulalong executive engineer jong ka PHE department bat ki babun nagi snam jong ulapet ya Kynmaw Plang greater water supply scheme bat nang kiu kardan shu hadu bun dalong chief engineer jong ka PHE department. Kum ka dak kaching song burom yaw ni dukhot ka Iing Dorbar ulakhlad no kendit kensan ulam pang ka Iing Dorbar uba met ba lingdo ulapen sange ya ka kenta bu jingkeli ban aila di dukhot ban ya shim banta pura hakani ka jingken mau yo ba sun. Habe shim banta hakani ka jing song burom yaw ni dukhot ulakhlad no umentri rang ba ka Jylla konrad ke sangma ulaong baka Iing Dorbar kala do no yo we ni ki dukhot jongka ubala yo I ya ka burom ubala yo e ka burom na ki pat ba. Menteri Rangba ula angru bagi jingkran jang Bah S.K sun kilalong kibala pen krep ha bat kiba mentoy shibun.
For the house and for the state as a whole. So I remember him even as a chief engineer. That time I was, I think I'd lost my election. And there were some small works and requests that I had. So I used to go to his office once in a while to meet him. And I remember the kind of respect that he used to give. Even while a meeting is going on, he would cut short his meeting and call me into the room, speak to me, help me out, and resolve the issues that I used to have. That is the kind of personality he had. The kind of person who was always eager, I should say, to help everybody and would never judge a person based on a position a person had or did not have. And that's the kind of experience that I had with him. And the respect he showed to me during those times is something that I never forgot. And therefore, whenever he used to come to me in recent times, I used to make sure that I would give the same respect to him. I would make sure that the issues that he had were resolved at the earliest for the questions and the issues that he had for his constituency. So therefore, not just as a legislator, sir, but even as a human being, he was a very, very good man and a person who always respected everybody, no matter what position you had or did not have. So therefore, I have very, very fond memories of him. In fact, the last time I met him was just about 15 days back. And I remember him coming to my room. And as usual, he was very prepared. And unlike other individuals maybe who will come and they'll sit down and chit-chat and discuss, I've seen that Basun was a kind of person who would come, talk to the point, finish his work in 2 minutes. If he saw that I had time, he would sit and have a cup of tea. If he saw that I was busy, he would say, my work is done, so I will leave. So that day, the same thing happened. I was very busy. He came in. He just gave me 2-3 issues which he wanted me to take up. I assured him that I will resolve those issues. And within 60 seconds after giving the documents to me, he said, my work is done, so I'll go ahead because you're quite busy.
Udkhot kalyang persha u Dr. Mukul Sangma ule thu baki jingkran jong ba sun kilong ki ba corridor ule thu ba new rang ba ula job ko mukur tong shimet bat penyasno ela di ko associate member jong ka United Democratic Party.
Disastrous career in politics. But as we saw, led S.K. soon, we knew that he was going to be in this whole public service for a very long time. It is irony that his life has been cut short and he is no longer with us. I have always had the privilege to listen to him whenever he came up with issues, suggesting that some issues may be taken up in the larger good of the people and the state. In spite of him being in the ruling, he would engage, he would share, and also suggest on a number of critical issues as to how we can collectively address those concerns of the people. The passion, the commitment, the dedication with which he has worked has definitely made a mark in the history of Meghalaya. Late S.K. will be remembered for a long, long time, not only by the electorates who have elected him, but will be remembered by all of us for a long, long time. And I'm sure it must be really a difficult time for the electorates and the family. My prayers are for the family, Mr. Speaker, sir, and I convey our heartfelt condolences through you once again to the members of the Biru family and to the electorates of the constituency, to his loved ones and to the relatives. And I conclude by praying that the Almighty God in heaven shall provide the strength, the solace and fortitude to the members of the family. And I sincerely pray that the departed soul of late S.K. remain in an eternal peace. With these few words, Mr. Speaker, sir, I resume my seat.
Nakalyang usumbot menteri rangba ula ong ba upa S.K. ula long unong Iing Dorbar crowd jong Iing Dorbar Thaw Ain.
Sir, this is beyond our control, beyond our thoughts. We have really lost him. And not only that, in fact, Bah S.K, I had an opportunity to associate with him when I was looking after PhD department for a long, long time. I've seen how he works. He hardly sleeps. And I would like to place on record, when you go back to the history of Greater Shillong Water Supply Scheme, I should say it was because of him Greater Shillong Water Supply Scheme is functioning well till today. He was the master brain. He never slept that time. He has contributed a lot in sports sectors. He has his own team promoting our talented youths, and not only in sports, socially, he has contributed a lot to the state and especially to his area. That's why 2018 he won. He was elected as the member of this August House. So, sir, I don't want to prolong much. I would like to share my grief, my sorrow, my deepest condolences goes to the Biri family, to his wife, his children, and to his people of constituency. And I'm sure God knows better. Maybe he will bring in again somebody to replace Bah S.K.
Urkot kalyang persya jong Congress uba Charles Pingru ule thu bau ni rangba ula ay ka senyang ka barat ba syaka imlang salang.
My first job was to ensure, as an MLA, was to get them good drinking water supply. I then called Bah S.K, I think he was executive engineer at that time. And I told him, Bah S.K, we require water for our village in Umpling. And I said, the present system we have there is very dilapidated and insufficient. You wouldn't believe, sir. He came himself personally and ensured that we got this scheme. It was a deep tube well system because we don't get the greater water supply scheme to date in that area. And now we have sufficient water in that village. It's thanks to him. But apparently he seems to be helping all the other MLAs also. So we'll definitely miss him as an officer and as a politician. His deliberations and discussions in this house, I remember I used to turn around and listen to him very carefully. With so much of rich experience, we all benefited from that. And like the Honorable Deputy CM has said also, he was a very avid footballer and a good footballer at that, subsequently having his own football team, etc. In day before yesterday, when the Shillong Sports Association held a condolence meeting, I think from all the people in Meghalaya, they are the saddest people today because he had contributed tremendously to bring up the Shillong Sports Association. And in fact, he had already kept a scheme for almost 2 crores to renovate the stadium and the field at Polo Grounds. This was his contribution even to sports. Yes, sir, we have lost him and we'll miss him. But at the same time, I pray to the Almighty that his family will have the strength to bear this loss.
Umentri ki kampo Iing ba lakmen rumboy ulaong boba sun ulalong uway na kihe sarkar but nomi kmat boyo ijingay.
In condoling the sad demise of Bah S.K. The loss is not only him, his family, but the state as a whole. I remember Bah Sun is one of the most far-sighted bureaucrat in the state of Meghalaya. Because when we look back at many of his contribution in the field of his profession before coming into politics, that nobody would have a dream that the amount of sanction he got, especially in the area of Giant Hills, which only the people who are daring to dream that couldn't venture into that. So, for the last 3.5 years, when I observed Bah S.K. the way he debate, the way he put his sick information in the house, it really make me think, not only think, so he contribute a lot that I have to learn more about my department, learn more about the information which he seeks. This enrich me, enrich other members also, because whatever he speaks, it carries weight. And not only that, many of the information which he speaks in the house, which is very difficult even to find in our own department. One more criteria which I found, the Bah Sun, he is the person who is ready to help. Ready to help for everybody, be in the social, religious, and also in other work. So his loss, the sad demise of Bah Sun, has left a void in the political sphere of the state, moreover for his constituency, and more importantly, the loss for our family. So I stand condole the demise of Bah S.K. May his soul rest in peace.